The Los Angeles Lakers have gotten a huge boost from this Luka Doncic trade. Since this trade has occurred, the Lakers have risen in the standings in the Western Conference. Right now, heading into tonight's game against the New York Knicks, they are 39 and 21, which puts them in second place right now in the West. They're barely ahead of the Nuggets. If they lose, for instance, tonight, they would fall down to third place. So it's very competitive for that number 2 seed in the West. It's like musical chairs. A few wins here, a few losses there can change the standings immediately. It's not set in stone that the Lakers will get this number 2 seed, but it's evident the Lakers have benefited tremendously from this Luka Doncic trade. They are just playing the best basketball of the season so far. They are on a 7-game win streak. They are on an emotional high right now. Luka Doncic is starting to feel comfortable in the Lakers jersey now, from what I've seen. Just the last 3 games, he's been averaging 30 points a game. You can see his confidence is coming back, and his smugness is starting to come back too, where he likes to troll opponents. I'm starting to see that again too. So it's like he's starting to adjust now mentally to life in LA, and is starting to move on from playing in Dallas. And if I'm Luka, I'm probably thankful that I'm traded now. When you hear about the news about Kyrie Irving just being out with that ACL tear, which if Luka had stayed in Dallas, that would have pretty much ended their hopes of winning a title this season and even next season. Ultimately, this trade worked out to Luka's benefit, that he's on a team. I'm not going to say they're going to compete for a title. I know people will say I'm a hater, but I just think this Lakers team this season has a lot of flaws that doesn't make it conducive for them to win a title. I just can't see the way they're constructed despite winning as many games as they did, but they're a good regular season team. I think they'll be exploited during the playoffs. That's just how I feel about it. I don't see them getting out of the West or winning the title, but they have benefited big time by Luka, and Luka's hopes of winning a title, I think, definitely increases being with the Lakers, because the league has always favored them, and they've always found ways to get bullshit trades, free agent signings. They always manage to get these favorable moves made for them. So I expect another big move by them that they'll come into play next season or a year or two from now. They'll increase their title chances with Luka, and Luka's chances of winning a title more so than what he would have had in Dallas had he stayed now with Kyrie being hurt. With that being said, I thought about Luka's chances of winning the MVP next season. I even thought about betting some money for next season on Luka winning the MVP, because I'm thinking the Lakers have a great record next season. They're a top 3 team in the West. That, of course, the Laker media hype machine will start hyping up Luka to get the MVP, and it would allow him easily to win that award, because when you're a Laker and you're winning, it just enhances you like 100x. And then the perception of the media, just the people who vote. So I was thinking, like, maybe I should put down like $500 or so on Luka winning the MVP next season. That would be a good investment. But then I started to think maybe that's not a good idea, because he still plays with LeBron James, and Jeannie Buss has made it clear she wants to keep LeBron there as long as possible. With LeBron being on the Lakers, yeah, he probably will sabotage Luka's chances of winning the MVP next season, because I thought about it. I just look at this season when Anthony Davis was starting to play like MVP at the start of the year, and then LeBron slowly sabotaged Anthony Davis. Granted, Davis got hurt, but you could see the sabotage was in play once Davis's numbers were really outshining LeBron. It was clear that Davis was having the better season. LeBron immediately took over, took more shots, made sure Davis scored less. And I would assume the same thing will happen with Luka. If Luka starts to outshine LeBron consistently, and it's clear that Luka is the best player on the Lakers, I do see LeBron sabotaging him some way, somehow, to make sure that he doesn't get the acclaim he deserves, because LeBron does not want anybody to outshine him on his team. LeBron has never had a teammate that has outshined him throughout his whole entire career, over his 20 some years of playing. That should tell you something right there. I would love to actually see Luka win the MVP next season. I think that would be a huge hit to LeBron's ego, a huge blow that I don't think he would handle it real well. LeBron cannot live a life where he's not the top dog. It's just not in him. He cannot accept being number two. That's one of the reasons I would hope for Luka to get the MVP next season, just so it does some damage to his ego. It would be great, but I don't think it would happen. But you never know. I think Luka possibly getting MVP next season might be enough to finally get this guy to retire. Because if he knows he can't be the man on his team, I don't think LeBron would like to play for the Lakers then. So that's an interesting thing to think about. So I just thought that was food for thought. Just whether or not Luka can get the MVP next season. I think in a perfect world, he probably would get the MVP if LeBron wasn't his teammate. But knowing LeBron is his teammate, that LeBron will sabotage him, he probably won't get it next season. But hey, it'll be interesting. And I hope he gets a lot of hype coming into next season by MVP talk, just so it drives LeBron crazy. But those are my thoughts about this.